Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you that the best lesson and the very most valuable lesson that I got out of my life that helped me the most is the part that makes me want to do better than was done to me by my father. My father treated each child he had different, and for no reason other than he was treating the child at the time that he's overdoing it on one. He was doing that to get more out of that child. Like the younger ones would get more valuable assets like mineral rights, oil, you know, if they were kind of reflecting that they're going to help him when he's old. And so he was always basing his generosity to his kids based on how they were reacting to his needs. Simple. That's the way I should have said in the first place. So I always, now I'm on the wrong end. First I run away from home, I'm right here. Then the other two older kids with me, one's older, one's younger, they get nothing too. Because they don't have much, they moved too far away. Us three older people are moved away from home, so they don't need anything. So as he gets older, he starts giving his assets to his younger kids. And neither one of them get treated alike either. He just favors somebody for nothing and makes it so difficult for them to even get along with each other because they think that so-and-so is sucking up to him, and then the other one is mad at that person, and all of a sudden nobody likes anybody. We're all enemies. Anyway, going back to my family, I gotta fix that. I don't want to do that. My wife is so in tune with me with that. That's got to be too. Everybody knows that. That's the right thing to do for anybody, no matter who they are. Okay? So that's why I treat my kids like I do. And I hope I always will. But I tell you, that's just what I'm going to do, period. Now, I can do other things for other people. That's nothing to do with my kids. You know what I'm saying? If I want to help some other poor guy or some poor family or some poor kids, then that's okay with all my kids. And they reflect that. They treat that just like I treat them. They say, whatever you say, if all us kids get the same, you can do what you want with the other stuff. Well, you're right in that. I agree that there's more than just assets to divide inheritance and stuff equally. There is a place where you are showing affection and attention more to one than the other. That, for me, that's difficult, and I think it is for anybody, for that matter. It's just hard to keep your emotions. And I do know, I will say, I want to remind this comes, I remember, I always bring back the part that you can't have it both. Like, say, for an example, you got so much time in a certain time in your life, you got more leisure time than another time. And so you have less time to show emotions and go to games for the grandkids and do this and do that for different age kids at different ages or different times in your life. And there's going to be some changes there. There's going to be some differences in my attention and my emotions and how I treat the kids. And it's going to, I just got to admit that it isn't going to be as equal as you can equalize cash or material things. And that I'm always trying to keep it more as even as I can, and I'm going to do my best, but there is times I have to make a choice. And the choice is not going to, somebody's going to get more than the other. Is that kind of what you were talking about?
I don't have anything specific in mind. The general question is ideas about how you approached being a father and being a family with your own children.
Did I come close?
Yeah, there's really no right answer.
Okay.
Most of these questions are food for thought. They're a lot easier for me to ask them than they are for you to answer them. I understand that. And I'm just trying to provide a framework for you to reflect on
I got it.
different parts of your life.
Okay, I got it.
Were there other parts of your when you and your wife, so the early part of your, you made reference to 5 different children born 3 years apart, so that's a 15-year time span over which 5 children are born?
No, they were more like 2 years apart.
2 years apart, okay.
2.
So, what about your relationship with your children now? And, you're in your late 80s. Your children are probably in their 50s and maybe in their 50s and early 60s. What, how do you see your relationship with your adult children and with your grandchildren now?
Very good.
Remember, I'm going to cut my own voice out of here, so try to tell me a little bit about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like a story, not a specific story, but just.
And okay, well, I want to mostly say that my relationship with my kids now, and Georgine, but she's no longer here, but she supported this and made me this way. I have improved on my relationship with my kids, and that the good part about it is that Georgine showed me how to do it. I got it from her. That I would never be where I'm at without her. She was the best wife. She was the most servant. She was such a support to me whenever I needed it. And she's perfect mother. She took care of them kids. I didn't have to do a thing. I could focus 100% on my business and what I wanted to achieve in life. And then I followed her example in taking care of the kids and these emotions. And so at this time, I am so fortunate to have the relationship between all 5 of my kids. They get along with each other better than the average 5 kids that I know. And that comes from the same product, which is Georgine, who preached that, wanted that, wished for it, made them promise they would do that, achieve that. And so I have a good relationship with them. And I have a good relationship with all the exes, which I have 4 children that are divorced. And I have Thanksgiving with 3 of them at dinner, and the exes were there. I mean, where do you find that? And so I'm just thankful, and I stay that way. I stay in contact. I make a special effort to not turn them away in any way, and I just stay in contact. And I love them, want to be with them, and the kids are all the same. They work together. They take care of me.